Right now, time to be joined once again by our friend Ruth Epstein, who covers our area for the Republican American newspaper. You can find the Republican American at your newsstand. You get home delivery and also online at rap-am.com. Good morning, Ruth.
Hi, Marshall. Good to hear you getting better and better.
A little, it's 2 steps forward every day.
Good, good. No steps back.
No.
So the Housatonic Preservation Action Group, who's fighting the tree removal in Sharon at Housatonic Meadows, is gaining more and more traction. The Council for Environmental Quality, they met before them last month, and this month CEQ penned a letter to Katie Dykes, the Commissioner of DEEP, with some recommendations about how to handle the tree destruction, as they call it, and restoration plans. So it's interesting how these agencies are all getting involved, and I must say credit to this group that's out there really passionate about what went on there. As you know, there was a huge tree-cutting project, a bunch of oaks and white pines taken down, and without any notice, and people in the area were just horrified. So apparently there are going to be some more meetings, and we will keep people apprised of what's happening. But I understand that now they're chipping the limbs that were taken down. So people are not happy. And, we here in the Northwest Corner do, when we have an issue, do get passionate. So,
especially when you're not informed of what's going to happen.
Mason Trumbull, the deputy commissioner, did apologize for not letting the public know, but nevertheless, they still are standing by their hazardous tree removal program, which calls for thousands of trees across the state to be cut down. We also, there's a move now, most towns are having affordable housing meetings because each town is required by the state to put in a housing plan by June. So Sharon had one the other night, which was well attended, interesting, and
great. I mean, I was amazed that there's a waiting list of 80 people.
Yes, at Sharon Ridge.
Yeah.
Just incredible. That certainly tells you about the need for affordable housing in this area, and couple that with median house prices. Cornwall was talking this past winter about the average price of a house for sale now is $550,000. So people who are earning not great wages, but are just cut out from being eligible to rent or buy any of these houses. It's a real issue, and my hope is to see some more of these projects get passed. We have 2 that are pending, and one in Falls Village and one in Salisbury that we've been following, and let's hope we can get at least some of these done so people can live here. As you well know, the people mostly cut out are those who do work for those of us who live here, landscapers and volunteer fire and ambulance folks. So a big issue. And of course, Jocelyn Ayer is now part of this new Housing Opportunity Center group, and she is working and facilitating with most of these affordable housing groups to get something going. Speaking of that, the Canaan Housing meeting is tonight at 7:00, and they're hoping to get a good turnout. There were 30 people in Sharon, and they're hoping Canaan and Jocelyn would like to see that number in Canaan. Let's hope. Went to that great farm talk at the Sharon Historical Society on Saturday. Three local farmers talked about their businesses and climate change, and this is the first in a series of 4 that are talks that are going to be held. And I would encourage people to come. Farming is an integral part of this region, and it's very interesting to hear how they're coping and with the challenges they're meeting. Lisa Carter has sent out a notice going along with the COVID instructions. It looks like masks will be optional from starting tomorrow in the schools, and but they must continue to wear them on buses until at least mid-March. So it will be interesting to see how it all pans out. What else have you got, Marshall?
Well, hats off to the Salisbury Winter Sports Association. They started off with 50 degrees and rain on their opening night ceremonies. And then, of course, it went up to 70 degrees. They had to totally had to totally redo the hill, everything, and they had it ready by Friday night. And then they had they pulled off everything, did the closing ceremonies. Once again, they are just, I call them sub-zero heroes. They're always out there in bad weather doing incredible work, and they pulled it off. Once again, the Junior Nationals, both Mohawk Mountain and Salisbury Winter Sports Association did a great job.
Terrific. Wonderful. Yeah. I love it.
Kenny Barker almost burned off his eyebrows on the opening ceremonies. They have a natural gas flame that lights, right? Oh. Well, the thing that he had to light it was wet and wouldn't work, so he had to get up close to it and light it, and and it went pa-poof.
Who is that?
Kenny Barker.
Okay. Oh, dear. But that group is, you're absolutely right, incredible, and they do an amazing... and what it brings to the Northwest Corner is incredible. Yeah. It was, also went to the concert at the Congregational Church on Sunday.
Back after a year's absence.
After a year's absence. These kids are amazing. Yeah. They had just such talent, and everybody was just in awe of the talent that was there, and hopefully things will continue to come back in person as we proceed. But it's their 40th year, and it was just terrific. And
a GoFundMe account has been set up for that family in North Canaan that lost their house by fire. I think they're looking for $10,000. I think it's up to close to $4,000 already.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's on Lower Road, and it was just nothing worse than a fire with having to evacuate young children in the freezing cold.
We've had too many of them this winter. Too many of them.
Yeah. So we start March tomorrow, and we have Cornwall Board of Selectmen and
Sharon Board of Selectmen are meeting also this week.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So otherwise, it's next week is the biggie.
Yeah.
Because when Monday's on
I think the Falls Village Board of Education is meeting this week as well, the Board of Education.
Yeah, by the way, the Region 1 Board has been meeting, the budget subcommittee, and they met last week, and Jeff Lloyd gave a presentation, and as I was thinking about it, there's such pride in that high school and keeping the facility up because it's such a beautiful spot. The subcommittee heard from Jeff all about the needs of what he'd like to see to ensure that the building stays as beautiful as it is. As you know, Architectural Digest named it the most beautiful public high school in Connecticut a couple of years ago, and it's well deserving of the title. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock at the White Hart, there's a Republican Meet the Candidates. They're going to have everybody from gubernatorial and state and U.S. Senate and Congress candidates, and people are welcome to come, or it will be Zoomed. So kind of a quiet week, but as we always say, something happens.
That's it. Ruth, we'll check with you once again next week.
Okay, Marshall. Have a good week. Take care.
Ruth Epstein from the Republican American. You can find her stories in the paper at rep-am.com on the web.